So this is actually a dream blog that I did for Team Lucid Dream, probably about a year ago maybe, but I thought it was a good idea to talk about it on this channel, especially with all of the shit that has been going on for me recently. So it was a lucid dream I had a few years ago now, and I was just having a regular dream, and it was a bit of an anxiety dream. I remember I was still in school. I'm always in school for some reason in my dreams, and there was a storm coming and nobody else seemed to really care about it, but I was very aware that it was sort of fast approaching, and something just didn't feel right about it. Then I was on a train, and for some reason David Cameron was on the train trying to talk to people about voting for the Conservative Party, and again sort of the feeling of impending doom from the storm and David Cameron being on a train kind of made me realise that something definitely wasn't right, and that made me lucid. So I jumped off the train naturally and started flying, and I remember flying over these really beautiful pink and blue trees, and I was just enjoying taking all of that in, and eventually I landed and I remembered what I wanted to do. So previously I'd been trying to find my younger self, my child self I suppose, and I always failed to do this. They would either not be there, or they'd be sort of very, very blurry and didn't want to really talk to me. Why I wanted to do this I'm not entirely sure. I just thought maybe I could learn something from my child self. So instead I thought, well, I'll try and find my future self, and I thought this would be quite interesting because my future self obviously hasn't happened yet, and I was interested to see how my mind would construct this, because obviously my child self has happened, and if I'm visiting my child self, I'm potentially visiting a previous part of myself, a part of myself that might hold some memories or something. You know, it's something that has happened, and it's something that I could learn from. Obviously with my future self it would be very different. So once I landed and I remembered this, I kind of went walking around, and I found this sort of abandoned warehouse thing, and I went in there and I was, you know, repeating to myself in my head my intention to find my future self. And eventually I saw this person from behind who was sort of knelt down, and they were handing a rabbit to a little kid, and I couldn't make out this little kid, and they were giving them a rabbit, and you know, this little kid took the rabbit and ran off. And then, you know, I approached this person and, you know, walked around in front of them, and I looked at them, and it was me. It was my future self, and it was really bizarre. You know, they looked like me, perhaps looked a bit more like my dad, but people keep telling me that as I get older that I look more and more like my dad, so that's not strange. They had a full beard, which I was really happy about, because as many of you know, that's the thing that I've dreamt about for years. In fact, I have more of a beard than I did this time last year. I had nothing. I mean, now I've got this, which I'm under no illusion that this is a good beard. I know it's shit. I know there are cisgender women with better facial hair, but at least it's better than what it was. So I had quite short hair actually, full beard, quite plain clothing. And I started crying, which is just another thing that I seem to always do in dreams. I don't really know why. I think it was just such a surreal thing, and to see myself like that, and there was just something about it that made me cry. And yeah, my future self never spoke. But after that, suddenly everything kind of went a bit wrong. There were people trying to attack us, there were sort of monsters and people with baseball bats and all kinds of things that would just kept on coming. My natural instinct was just to run and hide. My future self kind of tried to fight them off, but they kept on coming. But the interesting thing was how even though these things were always going to be there and there was no sign of these problems ever disappearing, my future self stood up for himself and he tried to fight them off, whereas I just ran away. And I thought this was quite important, really, that I'm probably always going to be a little bit fucked up, but I can fight it. It's probably never going to go away, but I can combat it as best I can and not run away from it like I would do now. And again, as I said, my future self, he never spoke a word, but I felt quite safe, really, and there was something about that just gave me a little bit of hope, I suppose. So, you know, I don't think this dream is necessarily a true reflection of who I'm going to be in the future. You know, I don't see it as me actually meeting my future self, because I just don't believe in that. I think that is just how my mind has constructed it. But it's something that I try to remember when I'm going through particularly dark moments, because I'd like to be that person, and I think I could be that person. So yeah, it was just it was a really eye-opening experience, really, to see myself you know, about 10 years older than I am now, and to still be fighting but going strong and looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. So, with that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you would like to support me on Patreon, I'd really appreciate that. Obviously, I understand people don't necessarily have the money for that, and it's coming up to Christmas, which, you know, makes things even harder. But even, you know, $1, it really does mean a lot. So if you feel able to do that, then I'd really appreciate that. Also, there is a 20% discount on TheRaRaRabbit products in the description. So feel free to go over there and check out what TheRaRaRabbit have to offer. Remember, they have Lucid Escape, which is a pretty decent lucid dreaming supplement, in my opinion. And what a perfect gift for Christmas. Anything else I need to promote? Yeah, the Team Lucid Dream forums, they are back up and running. I know we're kind of a bit slow with everything at the moment, and I apologise for that. You know, the rest of the team, we all have varying things going on in our lives, and, you know, it means we're a little bit all over the place, but we are getting back on track. So if you want, you can go to the Team Lucid Dream forums, sign up there. If you have any questions you want answered, Geo is looking for some questions to answer for the Q&A sessions, so don't forget to leave those there as well. I also have my Redbubble page where I sell t-shirts and accessories and all that other fun stuff. Again, I know it's coming up to Christmas, but if you would like to just check it out, see if there's anything that you like, I would also very much appreciate that. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I have been Max, aka TheRaRaRabbit. I'll see you in the next video.